Jason Mercier has been a regular fixture at the WSOP, yet it was in the gripping drama of the 2016 WSOP that he truly stole the spotlight. This is the controversial story of the fallout between Jason Mercier and Vanessa Selbst, which led to one of the greatest poker moments of all time. Our story begins in January of 2016 when Mercier found himself at the Atlantis Resort in the Bahamas during the PokerStars Caribbean adventure. The buzz circulating at the poker tables was about a wager between Vanessa Selbst and Dmitry Urbanovich. The wager was centered around Urbanovich's ability to win 3 events at the upcoming World Series of Poker. Urbanovich, a poker pro at the age of 21, was gearing up for his inaugural participation at the WSOP. Vanessa expressed her belief, stating that true odds must be 10,000 to 1 or even higher to win a WSOP bracelet. Despite her assertions, Vanessa and Urbanovich accepted to a wager of 200 to 1 odds, Urbanovich putting up $10,000 against Vanessa's $2 million. While Vanessa was undeniably the favored party, her readiness to risk such a substantial sum, equivalent to a single tournament buy-in for her, was either impressive or perhaps deemed a bit irrational. The win allows wagers on the winner of the WSOP each year with a maximum limit of $10,000, even though it stands as one of the wealthiest properties on the Las Vegas Strip. Vanessa, although a high roller, falls short of being a billionaire. Losing an amount of this magnitude, however improbable, could potentially wipe out Vanessa's financial standing. Upon learning of the wager, Jason Mercier sought out Vanessa during a PokerStars Pro dinner at the Atlantis. He inquired if she would offer a comparable deal. Initially hesitant, Vanessa acknowledged Mercier's superior skills compared to Urbanovich. After negotiations, they eventually agreed on a 180 to 1 odds and sealed the deal with a handshake. Mercier promptly handed over the $10,000 on the same night. Winning a WSOP bracelet isn't easy. The number of WSOP events has grown and the field sizes have grown along with them. Throughout the history of the WSOP, no one has achieved the feat of winning more than 3 bracelets in a single year. The trailblazer in this regard was the charismatic Puggy Pearson, who accomplished this milestone in 1973. Since then, only 5 other individuals have managed this achievement. In the hundreds of WSOP events he entered between 2008 and 2015, Jason Mercier has only won 3 bracelets. Negreanu remarked that he has never witnessed a wager similar to the one between Mercier and Vanessa. He stated that no one has ever laid 180 to 1 on some sort of bracelet wager and characterized this move as ill-advised. Fast forward 6 months and Vanessa Selbst's drunken wager had become a real-life nightmare. 10 days into the 2016 WSOP, Jason Mercier secured his first bracelet by winning the $10,000 Deuce to 7 Draw Lowball Championship. Immediately after the victory and media photos, Mercier hurried to the cage to register for the $10,000 7-card RAS Championship. Although he finished in second place in that event, Jason's exceptional run concerned Vanessa. Mercier was running like God and had come within a hair's breadth of getting 2/3 of the way to cleaning her out. In response, Vanessa took defensive action by offering 25 to 1 odds to anyone willing to bet against Mercier winning 2 or more bracelets, aiming to hedge her initial wager. Vanessa explained her predicament in a couple of tweets. She said, on day 1, she and Urbanovich were in a drunken state and impulsively made a regrettable wager. On day 2, she was overwhelmed with regret. On day 3, she got really drunk and made the ill-advised decision to take up more bets, thinking it would mitigate the risk of multiple losses. In hindsight, she acknowledged the flawed logic. On day 4, she realized her mistake and reached out to Jason explaining the situation and requesting a cancellation with a buyout offer of $1,000, which he rejected. Later, after Jason won his first bracelet, she even offered a generous buyout of $100,000, only for Jason to reject it again. She anticipated a more empathetic response from Jason given the circumstances surrounding it. Mercier of course chimed in on Twitter, saying the $100,000 offer was too low at that point. He also disagreed with Vanessa's comment that she was highly intoxicated when the wager was made. Mercier found her less than sincere and felt inclined to simply let it ride. To begin, Vanessa and Mercier are professionals, and a case of wagering while intoxicated is rarely or never accepted in the fraternity as an excuse to nullify a bet. Many of these unconventional side actions are typically initiated and influenced by alcohol, and there is no clear reason why this particular one should be exempted, particularly when Vanessa had previously engaged in a similar side action with Urbanovich under comparable conditions. After the majority of public sentiment went against Vanessa, she decided that maybe taking it to Twitter wasn't such a good idea. Still, that came with a final shot at Jason. For Mercier, coming so close to a second bracelet so quickly and missing was a crushing blow. He mentioned feeling tired, disappointed, and acknowledging that he had blown it. While he was talking, the $10,000 horse championship was underway and on the verge of ending registration. He recognized that this particular event presented one of the more favorable chances. The substantial buy-in for a tournament featuring mixed games, which not many players excel at, meant that he possessed a more significant advantage compared to participating in a large no-limit hold'em field. After dinner, he returned to the Rio and joined the event just as registration was closing. 3 days later, following 34 hours of competing in 5 different types of poker games against top players worldwide, Mercier emerged victorious, securing first place and earning $423,000 along with the second bracelet of the summer. In a 7-day span, Mercier made first, second, and first again, all in 3 $10,000 championship level events. At that point, Mercier had accumulated close to $2 million in winnings from both prize money and side action. He was just one bracelet away from securing an additional $2.5 million, which included Vanessa's $1.8 million. Before this, his highest earning in a single summer at the WSOP was around $700,000. On the night of June 17th, following his victory in the horse event, Mercier departed from the Rio alone. He drove to a jewelry store to select a diamond ring, fueled by his unwavering confidence in securing his third bracelet. His plan was to propose to his girlfriend Natasha right after clinching the victory. The very next event Jason entered was the $10,000 Omaha High-Low. He made the final table but finished in 8th place. Mercier played a few more events but ends up short of the final table. Event number 59 was the $5,000 No Limit Hold'em tournament with 863 entries. Despite recently cashing in the PLO Omaha Championship, Mercier's momentum was waning, and he was becoming disheartened. Unfortunately, that event turned out to be another disappointment for him as he was eliminated on day 1. 3 days later, Mercier found himself at the final table. However, this time, he wasn't a participant. Instead, he stood on the sidelines watching his girlfriend Natasha compete for $800,000 first prize and a bracelet of her own. When she was eliminated in 3rd place, Mercier hopped the rail to give her a hug and comfort her. He then pulled out the diamond ring and got down on one knee. Yes, came the answer. There was little doubt. Like a river card, you are sure is going to fill your flush. Jason Mercier was running that good. The final event of the 2016 WSOP was the little 1-for-1 drop, which began on July 13th. Players had the option to enter the event multiple times on the first day, and Jason took advantage of this, re-entering 7 times before eventually amassing a stack sufficient to advance to day 2. Among the 4,360 entries, Mercier fought his way to the 470th position. Although it marked his 11th cash of the summer, it was still a setback. The opportunity for a third bracelet was no longer attainable. Vanessa had already mitigated her risk by hedging and selling enough of her wagers. Nonetheless, she must have felt relieved that her initial assumption held true. It's exceptionally hard to win 3 bracelets in a single year. Jason's overall performance in the series was good enough to clinch WSOP Player of the Year and to garner mainstream media attention. He also became the first player to win 4 bracelets in the 2010s.